set motherboard. This is an MSI board, ATX form factor. And what's really important is that sticker right here that says Ryzen 5000 series ready, which means no BIOS updates. When you pop in your CPU, it's ready to go. You don't want to deal with those BIOS updates. NZXT H510 Flow in black. Great airflow, easy to install stuff within it. Great case. Our RAM, 16 gigs, Corsair Vengeance, 3600 megahertz. Storage, M.2, WD Blue, trusted brand, 500 gigabytes. It's really quick, games are installed. And finally, our juice. Ron's rated by EVGA, 650 watts, semi-modular, so great cable management. One more thing, I haven't picked out a Funko Pop, so we're just gonna go ahead and choose one. I'm gonna pick this Halo Infinite Funko. Here we go, perfect. All right, baby, let's build this. So first, we're gonna be working with our motherboard and our Ryzen 5 5600X. All right, guys, so if we take a look at the bottom left-hand side of our CPU, you're gonna find a little golden arrow. So we're lining up the CPU arrow with the arrow on the motherboard, which is on the top left of the CPU socket. First thing we're gonna do is pull the lever to the side, and all the way up. Now I'm lining up the arrow. We're not pushing it in ever. So you can bend these pins. You want to do that. Cover it over and drop it in. See, that's how it's going to look on your board, guys. Lever all the way back down. Next, we're going to remove these two things. And we did that so we can install our heatsink. So the stock AMD heatsink. I'm going to have the AMD text on the left side of the board. I'm going to line up all 4 points with these 4 points. All right, cool. Every screw sitting on one of the points. Now we're gonna secure it. So first I'm gonna secure one of them a little bit, not all the way, and then I'm gonna go ahead and rotate to the one totally across to keep even pressure and secure that one a little bit as well, not all the way. Okay, cool, that's attached. Now I'll move on to the other two. Now I'm gonna fully tighten all of them. And you can't over tighten it because it will stop you. So just keep going until your screwdriver stops. So now we're gonna hook up the fan cable to the CPU header, which is right here, labeled CPU fan. And there you go. All right, awesome guys, CPU is done. We're gonna move into our RAM installation now. We want our RAM to run in dual channel mode, so we're gonna go over to our RAM slots. We're gonna be pulling the levers back of the second slot and the fourth slot. The RAM only goes in one way, so make sure you line up the indent on the RAM stick correctly. So once I have it in there, I'm gonna push down with both thumbs equally. Boom, this is gonna click back up. And the same for the other one. All right, cool guys, RAM's installed. Now we're gonna install our storage, 500 gigs. And this little guy's gonna go right here. So we're gonna need a smaller screwdriver. All right, let's get the heatsink out of here. Make sure that you remove the protective film. So we're gonna line up our M.2, and we're gonna push it in. Remember the little bag we got out of the motherboard with the screws? Now we need it. So we're gonna use this to secure the SSD. So now we're gonna push our SSD down. Secure it with the screw. Done. Now we can put the heatsink back on. All right, awesome guys, good job so far. Now we're gonna put our motherboard inside our case. Ooh, there's a lot of static here. Look at that, look at all that static, guys. So what you probably don't wanna do is get this static charge and like, when you have static on you, all you have to do is touch metal and it's gone. Now you can touch this, touch it all over. What you wanna do first when putting a motherboard inside any case is you wanna make sure that all the motherboard standoffs inside the case are in the appropriate positions for your board. So this is ATX form factor, and this case already has the standoffs in ATX layout. So we're good to go, no worries. First things first is we're gonna install our I/O shield. We're gonna put it in like this, right here for the Ethernet, it's on the right side of the case. So we're gonna put it in from the inside, line it up, snap it in. There we go. Make sure you snap off. So the screws we need come with the case. They're located in the drive cage right here. Got that. Laying our case flat. When we put in our board, we're gonna line up our ports of the board with the I/O shield first. So I do it at a slight angle and make sure no metal of the I/O shield is covering my ports. Then I proceed to lay it down. First thing I wanna do is line up the middle standoff. So I lined it up with the middle standoff, it went in. And the middle standoff does not require a screw. All the other standoffs around it do require a screw. We're gonna screw in 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're gonna be using the 632 screw flat. All right, our motherboard's in. Now we're gonna install our power supply. The screws to secure the power supply come with the case, but they also come with the power supply. So guys, semi-modular power supply, right? Some of the cables are connected, some are not. We actually do not have to connect any more cables. All the cables we need for this build are already hooked up to it. We have our big 24-pin power cable, CPU power cable, and we have our graphics card power cable. It's actually all we need, so we're good to go. I'm putting in the power supply to make sure that the fan is facing down. And let's secure it. Also for our power supply, this is optional, but I like to use power supply essentially. I'm just going to also put the description. extension. So the big 24 pin that would plug into the motherboard, instead it's gonna plug into the extension. And then the other side of the extension to the motherboard. Like I said, optional, but looks dope. And then the other one I'm gonna hook up to our PCI Express cable with our graphics card. The CPU one, I don't use an extension because I don't care. You can't really see it. All right, guys, we're almost done. Now we gotta connect our cables. Don't be intimidated. We're gonna take it one cable at a time. Two sets of cables, our power supply cables and the cables of the case. The case cables connect power button, USB port, and for your audio and whatnot. First, let's connect the case cables. Our HD audio cable is gonna connect bottom left of the motherboard. Now, if we move all the way to the right side of the motherboard, we're gonna connect our JST. Look like that, it goes in one way. Now, right next to it on the left, the USB 3.0 cable only goes in one way. The side that's flat goes on the bottom, where it's not flat. And that only goes in one way. You can't plug in these cables wrong, because if you have it in the wrong position, it would just go on. And the last cable is our USB Type-C cable. Right here is where it goes, again, in one way. And boom, got it in on my first try. Those are all the case cables. Easy. All right, power supply cables, guys. So right next to what we just plugged in, we're gonna plug in our big 24-pin cable. So see how we have a clip right here? That clip needs to clip right here. So line it up, and then I'm gonna push it. So I hear the clip, I heard the clip, and I'm verifying, yep, it's all good. That looks good to me. Top left side of the case, our CPU cable. So again, this needs to clip back here on top. That's it. Last power cable, I grabbed the power. Now, hook up both of the fans that come with the case. So here's the two fan cables. We're gonna plug in one right here, system fan 5 and system fan 4. All right, done, guys. These are 3-pin fans, so one of the pins is not gonna be connected. All right, guys, the graphics card, the 3050, yeah! This, an installation guide, guys. Wow. Useless. Here it is. Looks good. It has a nice backplate. All right, let's go ahead and remove all the protective film. Our card's gonna go into our first PCI slot. We need to make room for it by removing the second and third brackets. Those are out of the way. We're gonna pull this lever all the way back. We're gonna line it up so we have it in there. It's good. Push it, and that clip will go back up. And it looks clean. It's secure. It's in, it's secure, and it's got its juice. Everything is done. A couple more important things for the aesthetics. The Funko Pop, and then I'm gonna throw in one RGB strip in there. Look how easy it was, guys. Anyone can do this. All right, guys, here we go. First boot up. Ooh, crispy. That looks good. I'm really satisfied with this build, and you will be too.
All right, guys, before we start frying it up, first we're gonna install Windows 10 from a USB flash drive. I made a video on how to create one of these for free. It's linked in the description, or you can just buy one of these at like Best Buy or something. Next, we're gonna install all the drivers. Then we're going to make sure our RAM is running at its rated speed. Then we're going to start. That's it. It's going to be quick. Let's do it. So first, I'm going to hook up the Windows 10 flash drive to the PC, and then I'm going to turn it on. We're selecting 64-bit. Next, install now. I don't have a product key, but I'm going to be installing Windows 10. So I'm using a custom install. If you have more than one, PC, so now we're waiting. This is gonna be super cool. Grab a beast PC. Okay, so it finished. Now we just need to wait for it to do its thing. When you get to the screen, you just connect to the Windows flash drive. All files are copied over. Alright guys, so we're at our desktop. I'm connected to the internet with my Ethernet port. First, we're gonna download our motherboard drivers. I'm gonna post a link to every website that we're visiting in the video's description to make it easier for you guys. So we're gonna go to driver, Windows 10 for us. If you're using Windows 11, but I'm using Windows 10. I'm gonna download the chipset driver, and then I'm going to go to audio. I'm gonna download the audio driver, and we're gonna go over to LAN. I'm gonna download LAN driver. That's it. Now we're gonna move to utility. Again, Windows 10 64. And I'm gonna download the MSI Center. This is how we're gonna change the colors of any lighting devices that are connected to your motherboard. There's all my files and my downloads. I'm gonna take it to my desktop. Okay, first we need to right click and extract all these folders. We don't need the ones that are zipped anymore, delete. And here are our drivers. So first, that's gonna be our LAN driver. Install all of them. I'll let it install all this, but for a PCI device driver, graphics card, so I'm gonna let that install. So our MSI program's right here, so we can click this and change the colors if you want to. All right, it's done. Motherboard driver installed. Now we're gonna install our graphics card drivers. We're gonna download the experience program. Drivers up to date for your graphics card. By the way, this program is only for NVIDIA graphics cards, which is what we're using, our RTX 3050. All right, so we're gonna head over to drivers and download the newest one. Express installation. All right, cool, that's done. Now we're gonna restart our computer and boot up to our BIOS to make sure our RAM is running at its rated speed. When the computer's restarting, you wanna keep clicking delete on your keyboard to boot to your BIOS. Okay guys, so we're in our BIOS. As you can see, we're only running our RAM at 2,600 megahertz. We want it to run at 3,600 megahertz. It's rated speed. If not, you're paying for power and not even utilizing it. We're gonna click XMP profile 1 right here. This is now gonna have our RAM running. I want to double check that was memory. And here it is, XMP profile 1, 3,600 megahertz. So now we're gonna go to X. Yes, we're enabling just that. And the computer's gonna boot up. All right, cool, we're back in. So we don't need our drivers anymore. Those are installed, delete. Let's check that our RAM is running at its rated speed. Control Alt Delete, Task Manager, more details, performance, memory, 3,600 megahertz. Boom. All right, last install game. There's a lot of clients on PC. I'm gonna use Steam Client as an example. So once you're logged into your Steam account, you just click on a game and install it. And there we go, it's installing. We're completely done now, guys. Congratulations. All right, guys, congratulations. Finally complete with everything. Time to put it to the test. Let's do it. We're gonna play a deathmatch of Valorant. Settings we're using, here they are, 1080p. We go to our quality. Settings are set to high. All this is off. Filtering times 8. Go to general. NVIDIA reflex low latency is on plus boost. Let's do it. What should we start off with? We'll start off with the what are we doing? Beat her at her own game. Oh my goodness. Alright. No, I'm winning this. Come on, yo. No! Alright, next video. Okay, guys. Here are the rest of the settings. The video plus boost. There you go. Alright, guys, let's go for that 3-0. Ah! No! I missed everything. Alright, I gotta get better. I missed a lot of shots right there. Oh, here I go again, missing everything. Good job. Don't get shot, don't get shot, don't get shot, don't get shot. Ah! Give me my health. Give me it. One more. That's how you do it, baby. All right, next game, guys. All right, guys. Fortnite is still very much popular. We're gonna play some Fortnite 0 build. I'm gonna queue up with some randoms. I'm playing squads. Settings we're rocking: 100% 3D resolution, 1080p all the way down through the rest of our settings, and then NVIDIA reflex low latency on plus. Let's go. Watch out, shotgun, homie, G! No! I ain't got the, no! Hey guys, what's this do? Oh crap, dude, you're on your own, buddy, I'm at you. Whoa! Karma! Oh crap, that's a lot of guys. Why do they block my bullets? Die! Go back from where you came from! You'll never take me alive! Get some punk! Next, quality settings right here, 120 MOV, all the way down. Let's see how it performs. Warzone is fairly demanding, so 3050 has it. What are these guys doing, man? under us. They're under us. Two under.